You may wonder what a pair of furry alligators have to do with a show about food and farming. I'm about to introduce you to the astonishing world of food trade shows. This is where people who grow food by the ton meet up with people who sell food by the ton. Come on, let me take you where the food comes from. If you've ever watched this show before, you know this is not my typical vista. I'm usually looking at fields and dirt and plants and trees. This is part of where your food comes from, believe it or not, this lovely venue tonight. This is a private party that kicks off the Southeast Produce Council Southern Exposure Trade Show. Now, you've never been to one of these food trade shows. I've been to a bunch of them. You're gonna see things that are just gonna make your eyes pop out. David, this is not your typical view from the office in Millen, Georgia of the Southeast Produce Council.
No, it just don't get any nicer than this, Jim.
Well, I mean, they're launching fireworks for us. That's pretty impressive.
It is.
We're gonna have to turn back around and look at them here in a minute. But David, it's an opening night of the Southern Exposure Show. This business is based on contracts and networking and friendships and relationships and family even.
It is. You know, I think what makes this so a special event and what we do and what the Southeast Produce Council offers people is it's a platform for those buyers and those sellers to come together. And we provide that for them in a place like this, like Disney.
Yeah.
That's great for everybody to come. It's a family atmosphere.
Southeast Produce Council exists as a networking organization, as a service organization, hugely involved in charitable efforts and fundraising. Paul Anderson Youth Home, Palmer Home in Mississippi. Every time I turn around, Southeast Produce Council volunteers are going somewhere. The Arnold Palmer Walk in Orlando for children's health. I don't think the Southeast Produce Council and its members are happy if they're not doing something for somebody.
Well, we built this council on 4 pillars, and networking being the main one, and that's what we're doing here today.
Everybody's got to eat, literally.
They do. We built on the innovation pillar, so we're offering new innovative technologies from the industry to the industry. Our community pillar, that's the ones that you mentioned about all our community outreach, that we work with all our charitable partners, and then education, it not being the last, but the least of those. And we try to put all those things together. So if you looked at the acronym of that, that's NICE. And that's who we are here. We're NICE at that Southeast Produce Council.
Robert Thompson.
Yes, sir.
10 years ago, you founded Fresh Source.
That's correct.
In California.
Fresh Source started as a sales solution company for small growers and manufacturers that were trying to sell their products to the retail customers.
Now, people don't understand, a lot of times people put things in the ground without a contract on it, and they're like,
Yeah.
I hope we're gonna sell this to somebody.
That is correct.
You're filling a role where you're gonna make sure they have somebody to sell it to.
Yes.
So you're probably a very popular guy in this industry, I would think.
I've been around a long
You
time.
sign purchase orders. So
I've been around a long time.
You're the guy they want to know. Now, even though you've been around a long time, you've never been to this show before.
No. My expectation was another run-of-the-mill type of operation where, you come in and you see a few faces and you have the standard, pour appetizers and watered down drinks. And,
rubber chicken, entree.
But it was really wonderful to see a complete change from the norm. All the people that I want to be seeing for the next 3-4 days are here. So out of the gate, I could say it's high value. I'm not accustomed to seeing that in most of the organizations today, unfortunately.
But how about we do this? How about we check back in with you later during the week?
That's a challenge accepted.
Awesome. Earlier this year, you were named North American President for Westphalia Fruit. Your company has never gotten to be an exhibitor at this show before. The whole world has gone avocado crazy. So now you're growing avocados all over the world. What is Westphalia doing here on the eve of Southern Exposure? Why are you in Orlando, Florida tonight?
We're debuting, really, I think our United States presence. Again, it's our first year exhibiting. And so my team now is new to Southern Exposure, Southeast Produce Council, and I think it's a mutually beneficial relationship. I want them to understand the value that Southeastern or Southern Exposure can bring to our company, but then also the fact that we can tell our story and bring the value to the attendees of Southern Exposure. So again, it's from both sides.
All right, how about this? How about we check back with you later in the show?
Absolutely, I
We'll
would
see
love
what's
it.
going on.
I would love it.
Deal.
Hi, I'm Chef Holly Shute with Georgia Grown with the Georgia Department of Agriculture. Today we're going to be showcasing Georgia sweet Vidalia onions. We're going to be making a Mexican cheese dip stuffed Vidalia. Hollow out the onion, cut the top off, cut the bottom off but leave a little bit of the root intact. Peel out the outer layer, take an ice cream scoop and just cut into the meat of your onion. You want to make room for as much filling as you can. We've got some white American cheese, chorizo sausage, fresh cilantro, and then a can of tomatoes with green chilies. Mix all that together. We're going to put these in a 350-degree oven, 30 to 40 minutes, just depending on the size of your onion. And serve that with some tortilla chips or flour tortilla.
Vidalia onions, hand-planted, hand-picked by chefs.
So you might wonder, what does a golf ball have to do with your food and how it gets to you? This is all part of the corporate side of doing the business, of bringing you food. This is where buyers and growers meet up. Blair Greenhill, you're with Atlanta's Nicky Gregory Company. You're one of the star golfers of the SEPC.
I don't know if I'd call myself a star golfer, but I'm out here hacking with some of the other guys on a beautiful day in Orlando for Southern Exposure 2022.
And you do something that no one else that I've seen out here does. You couldn't do it on a PGA course, but you're gonna bust out a Happy Gilmore for us.
Just for you, Chip, I will.
Let's do this. Let's see this thing. He's testing the wind. He gets his approach. He lines up. Whoa! What? That was incredible. That was fantastic. Andrew Scott, Nicky Gregory Company, longtime SEPC member and leader. You worked your way up through the organization. You held every office, right down to a couple of years as chairman of the board. Mm-hmm. Now you're kind of the golf pro of the Southeast Produce Council.
I'm not the golf pro. We help put the pairings together. Dave Yeager and I do, and it's been a great turnout today. We have 288 golfers.
288. There's about 2,700 people at the show, so that means 1 out of every 10 people is out here on this golf course.
And they're making deals. There's a lot of business being done today. It's a great 5 hours of hanging out with vendors and customers, and that's how we do that. We take care of the sponsors that take care of us.
What are you about to do, Dave?
So this shot actually started in produce. I was playing in the produce outing up in Minneapolis, and it was about an 8-hour round, so we got pretty bored. So we started hitting balls off beer cans, Coke bottles, off signs, you name it. So
and I'm guessing that the Coke bottle was the clear distance winner because you're about to show us how you do that shot.
We're going to try it.
All right, here he goes. Dave Yeager, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here we go. We're going to get this. Yeager approaches the tee. It's into his backswing. He's got water to clear here. There's a lot of... And, oh, my God. Holy crow. Jay, my man.
A lot of practice. A lot of time standing around.
Wow.
Human Farms has 4 foundational pillars that we get up every day and go to work and strive to: customer service, quality of product, innovative marketing, and giving back. If somebody were to ask me what business Schumann Farms is in, I would tell them customer service. Everything flows down and out from customer service. Without our customers, there is no business. Quality of product, we're in fresh produce, subject to weather, subject to all sorts of things. When I say quality of product, I want consistency. We want consistent quality. And then innovative marketing. How do we as a company help our customers sell our product? So we want to go around to the consumer, create consumer demand, and have them pull it through the channel of distribution. And then giving back is one of our foundational pillars. You know, we've been blessed with resources, and we feel like it is our responsibility to be good stewards of those resources. In our business, being a good steward means giving back to the communities that support our products.
Sweet potato cookies, sweet potato pound bread.
How many ways can you use a North Carolina sweet potato? North Carolina sweet potatoes are not just so good, they're so good for you. We've known that for a long time. That's why North Carolina farms 2 out of every 3 sweet potatoes grown in America.
Mashed sweet potatoes.
North Carolina sweet potatoes. And don't forget, it's just one word. You can look it up.
Sweet potato pie.
This is the exposition floor. This is really the heart of any trade show. This is why people are here. This is where growers come in and show off their best product for buyers who are patrolling the floor looking for what they're going to put in their stores and restaurants to feed you. This floor doesn't open until 6 a.m. on Friday morning. By 1 o'clock tomorrow, when they cut the ribbon to start the exposition, it's all got to be ready. I see some friends of ours over here, Vic Family Farms. Charlotte, Vic.
Hello.
Hey, how are you? How you doing, guys? So, this is where it kind of starts getting fast and furious, isn't it?
This is it. This is showtime.
You guys have been part of SEPC and part of this show, part of this industry and other trade shows for a long, long time. So when do you start planning for this event?
Well, this event is just ongoing all through the year. We always look forward to this show. It's our best show of the year.
Right.
It's not the largest show, but it is by far the most intimate, and we get the best for our money when we come here.
Now, you're one of the largest producers of sweet potatoes in the country. What kind of planning and marketing and conversation and thought goes into all of that?
Well, for us, it's about telling our story. So we try to do what we can do to tell our story, why our sweet potatoes are the best. And we feel like we have a family business, it's a generational business. We have the 3rd generation now that's returning back to the farm. And so that's what we try to tell. People,
especially on the produce side, think of this as big faceless corporations, but no matter how big the farms are on this side, they're still family farms.
For sure. And when, like I said, we like to tell our story, and the closer we can get to the consumer and make them feel like that they're a part of our farm, and they know more about our farm and how sustainable we are, that's what's important. I think we all love what we do, and that's why we're all successful, and we all share ideas. And I enjoy coming to the show as much to see my customers as to see my competitors too, because we're all in this together. And like I said, I like to go to the grocery store afterwards and say, oh, I know them, or I saw them this weekend, and it makes it special, and it makes me want to buy their products. So
kind of weird to have fun at work, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
You just spoke to the Southern Roots Luncheon. It's a women's organization that's kind of an auxiliary arm of Southeast Produce Council, and it is to help women in the industry get a jump start.
It was 8 years ago I was diagnosed with a stage 4 cancer, and taking that with motherhood and being a business owner. And
you had 2 older,
yeah,
and then a new baby.
Yeah.
And this is when you were going through all of the symptoms, and
Yeah.
and it was all going downhill, and you didn't even know it.
Yeah. I just neglected those parts of myself.
knew it. You knew it,
I
but-
think it's, you get into that survival state. I remember actually it was 9 years before when I became a parent, and I started looking out. Like I'd start asking people like, are you supposed to feel like this? And everyone's like, yep, you're a mom now, suck it up. This is the way it is.
Suck it up,
Suck it up.
buttercup.
You know, you're an
Right, yeah,
adult.
yeah.
And it wasn't until my diagnosis when I said, I'm done. There has to be another way. And if I can't find role models, I'm going to be the role model, and I'm
So-
going to become that. So it was when I used to be a social worker, I really started noticing like behavior and wanting to dive into
Sure.
that. And then as you keep going, people start to put labels on you. And I'm like, listen, this is where we have to realize that we're just human. We're all human. We all have a story. And those that are courageous enough to tell their story gives other people permission to take the mask off.
Yeah.
How people perceive you is typically within you.
How do you dig down deep, number one, to survive that ordeal, but then to come out on the other side fully formed?
Failure in my eyes was not an option.
Yeah.
And failure to me meant
kids were not-
physically
yeah.
leaving my body. My children were a huge why for me. And I just remember being so focused on getting through this, but not just getting through it, like getting so far removed from it, being like, how healthy can I become? How good can I feel? And then that momentum just started. But I was just laser focused because I was terrified. And it's interesting
Sure.
because you sit with that fear of possibility and then fear of loss at the exact same time. And every single day I had to choose to live. I had to choose to feel. I had to face it. I couldn't run away from it anymore.
Where does the food come from? Lane Southern Orchards. Peaches, pecans, homemade baked goods, jams, wine, and candies, plus some of the finest Southern fare you'll find anywhere in our Peachtree Cafe, just off exit 142 on I-75 in Fort Valley, Georgia.
When you purchase Georgia-grown products, you support farmers, families, and this proud state we call home. Together, we will keep Georgia growing.
At Red Sun Farms, we understand how important it is to know where your food comes from. Our master growers select the very best non-GMO seeds to propagate and harvest in our high-tech greenhouses. Our farms are home to different varieties of tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers in both conventional and organic formats. Whether you're enjoying produce from our farms in Mexico, the USA, or Canada, your family will be enjoying the highest quality and most flavorful produce year-round. When you buy from Red Sun Farms, you will experience our seed-to-plate difference.
From North Carolina's mountains to the sea, when it comes to selecting and serving the best local foods and produce for you and your family, it's got to be NC.
So I just popped in. This is Southern Exposure this year. Southeast Produce Council is a superhero theme. Yeah, it's still totally me under here. Oh, that's not a famous copyrighted trademark character, by the way.
Everyone
It
thought
just-
Paul Rudd was showing up.
It just looks a lot like one, but it's not. It's not. Patrick Kelly, you kind of burst on the scene here over the last couple of years. You are a scion of the citrus industry. Followed the family trail up to a point.
Yes.
So you came into the produce business young. You started the Produce Industry Podcast.
Yes, sir.
When was that?
In 2020, when everything shut down, our group decided to really jump into things that I never learned in college. And I realized that this industry needed a little bit of a bump. And through a great focus group, Chip, we made that happen. And that's what the podcast is here for today, is to help grow this industry together.
You've developed a reputation as a disruptor, as a firebrand.
A little bit.
You're not a big fan of some of the old boy structural settings and situations that exist in this industry. What's the difference in this organization and some of the others, we're not naming names, we're trying to get people.
I started going to some of these larger shows, and then once I started the podcast, we were getting invited out. We didn't go to everyone that we were invited to because we realized we weren't just gonna go to go. And that's what I realized about David Shared and the people here. It was a family. It was, hey, bring your kids. We'll have the cocktail party and the barbecue. And that's the community that SEPC brought to the table. And then the relationships afterwards. Some of these shows you could follow up, Chip, nobody ever gets back to you. You know who you are, okay? And that's what I mean. It's like we came to a point to where we started meeting people like, hey, we got to do business. Let's do this. And it came to a point where I don't even do business with some of these people, but they're everyday mentors. They're everyday leaders that we get to talk to in the industry. And that's how we grow together, by being part of a community that is constantly thriving to build us up better, to be better than ourselves. That's why I'm here at SEPC. That's why I'm volunteering. And that's why I will be a member of SEPC in the future.
Amanda Kiefer, it is about 5:30 on Friday. This is the reception for Healthy Family Project. So the Healthy Family Project originally had its genesis as a Produce for Kids program. And what that was, it was cause marketing. And John Schumann and Schumann Farms first started it just as a way to do something good and help some people. In this case, it was Children's Miracle Network hospitals. And also as a marketing tool that would sell more fresh produce.
It's a beautiful thing, cause marketing. I mean, we're boosting sales, but we're bettering communities at the same time. It's just remarkable, and we're so fortunate to have these produce partners and retailers that get behind it and say, of course, this makes total sense. We're educating people to eat more fruits and vegetables. Consumption is up. We're giving back to the community, and we're here tonight to celebrate all that.
Produce for Kids is still part of what is now Healthy Family Project.
Well, we took it to the next level, I think, with our website now is full of nutrition education and recipes, and we have a podcast, and year-round we do straight-to-consumer digital programs that also benefit different charities, but educate families on how they can live a healthier lifestyle, eat more fruits and vegetables.
You can look up Healthy Family Project online, get involved. It doesn't cost you any money. They're gonna give you some great ideas and things that you can do to be a healthier, happier family and have a lot of fun together.
Have fun, and like I said, tonight we're here at Southern Exposure, Southeast Produce Council Southern Exposure, to celebrate this year we've had, which has just been remarkable. Since 2002, we are right over 7 million.
$7 million.
Yes.
That's a win-win-win situation.
It makes me happy.
How much is it going to be this year? I know the official announcement hasn't been made yet, so maybe you can whisper it to me.
So, am I really whispering?
Seriously,
okay.
$250,000.
$250,000.
$250,000? No, it's not a secret anymore, is it? It is Friday night at Southern Exposure. Some of these people have been here since Tuesday. I'm gonna guess you're one of them. All right, we checked in with you Wednesday night at the unofficial opening event. Westphalia, your company, first time exhibitor here. We're kind of really a little beyond the halfway point at this point. The big crush is tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day. Raina, how you feeling on Friday night?
Oh, well, I'm feeling amazing. And I love that term big crush because I think tomorrow will be just that. Tonight's the official opening gala. So everyone's here networking. We've had so much fun, but we get down to business tomorrow. So the galvanizing effect of booth, people, product, business is really amazing.
Look, I'm used to the thriving metropolises like Benson, North Carolina, and Vidalia, Georgia. I'm not being sarcastic, I'm not making fun. I love those two small towns and hundreds others like them across the Americas. But sometimes you're in the big city and you just got to roll with it.
Welcome to the party.
We are a member-driven nonprofit association of leaders from all facets of the produce industry.
Formed more than 20 years ago, we continue to promote the value of fresh fruits and vegetables in the Southeast through networking, innovation, community, and education.
Today, we are a thriving organization who continues to share and pursue our vision, mission, values, and goals.
We are the Southeast Produce Council.
For you, this isn't just a job, it's a way of life. At Farm Credit, your goal is our goal. We specialize in financing for land, farms, and homes for you.